So that's the team. That's the main issue that I have with the team currently, lack of leadership. Now, second thing, Arteta. Arteta. So my issue with Arteta is that besides him being a macro manager and stuff, is that Arteta is so stuck in the way that he wants the team to play that he doesn't realize what team he has, right? Now, Arteta likes certain things, right? Like overall game plans. The team does certain things. There's the roles are very functional. You do a certain thing, and that's your role, right? Now, for instance, when it came to Ben White, signing Ben White for 50 million, right? You'd understand if, like, understanding Arteta's game plan, you'd understand why he would want to pay like 50 million for Ben White. For me, Ben White almost plays the role that John Stones plays for Man City, right? In that he's good at his feet, he can run with the ball, and we saw a glimpse of that with when Ben White came on against was playing against Brentford. He took the ball, he dribbled past one person, and he was tackled. Right, that type of bringing the ball out from the back, NBMB players that are good on their feet. Right, great. Now the issue is that a player like Ben White can get bullied easily in the air, which happened again against Ivan Toney. Now, when Ben White was at Brighton, he used to play in a back three, but he was the more forward one, meaning that there was two defenders behind him who were like the old school defenders. I think one was Louis Dunk, tall guys that are willing to do the dirty work that he might not be keen on doing, such as, heading the ball constantly, right? You would have assumed that having a player like Pablo Mari would kind of help Ben White, but clearly it didn't, right? So I think for me, it's Arteta understanding the type of players he has and playing towards that system, right? System that benefits them. I think him not doing that has really hurt a lot of the players at Arsenal. It has hurt, well, to an extent, it has hurt Pepe, although I think Pepe's defending has gotten a whole lot better under Arteta, but it has definitely hurt Aubameyang in terms of goals because of the way Arsenal builds up, which is very slow, and which is, it's so slow, guys. It's so slow. And when that type of build-up doesn't have a specific type of player to take the ball from the defense into attack, a player who doesn't just sit in the half spaces, but also is willing to track back and run with the ball, then it kind of falters, right? So look, for instance, in the Brentford game, what Arteta tried to do was make sure that Emile Smith-Rowe played that role of taking the ball from the defense to the attack. But it didn't work out great because Emile Smith-Rowe is, as much as he's capable of doing that, he's more effective in the half spaces where he can run at a defense or whatever. But when he's running from deep, from the halfway line, it means that he's taking up space and he's not getting into the positions that are good for him as a player to, have the last pass that passes to Oba, or have the last pass that passes to like a Martinelli or whatever. So I think in that context, having specific players that are not in the team, it means that you have to adjust. Something that I haven't really seen much of Arteta do. I mean, in the early beginnings of his tenure at Arsenal, like the first 3 months or so, he was playing with like a back three, I think. Playing with a back three, because I think then he understood what type of players he had. And I think when he came in, that's when like Oba was still, he was still in the groove. Obviously, a lot of things happened for Aubameyang in the past season, but I still think he could run behind the defense. He could dribble a bit here and there. I'm just remembering games from like Chelsea that in the FA Cup, or just like those type of games when Aubameyang had the freedom, and in those games, Arteta wasn't sticking to his like preferred playing style, but he was working with what he had, right? And I feel like he needs to do that a lot more this season if he's going to get the best out of these players, because a lot of these players are like, they're Arsene Wenger type signings, right? Especially like players like Aubameyang, for instance. Those are players that play really well when they get, when the ball is free flowing. You don't want to see, you never wanted to see, like, well, opposition never wanted to see an Arsenal that was free flowing, because at that point, like, the goals could come from anywhere because the movement was so good from the players. Aubameyang's movement is really good when he's playing off the shoulder, right? Because he can easily, like, be here 1 second, the next is not, is scoring a goal. And I think Arteta just needs to, try and accommodate Aubameyang a bit more. I mean, it's great that you want to have a full team play in a certain way, but when your top goal scorer is not scoring, that's a bit suspect. And it's not like this top goal scorer had like one season where he was like really good. This man has had good seasons since the days of Saint Etienne when he was playing in Liga, all the way up to when he played for Borussia Dortmund, and his first 2 seasons at Arsenal, he was really good. So for me, it's like, bruh, Arteta is a new manager. How are players not playing well in his system, and people are blaming the players instead of looking at the manager and saying, why aren't you, bringing out the best in these players? If Messi is not playing well in the system, in the PSG system, I'm looking at Pochettino. I'm like, this man has a proven record of being really good at assists and goals. Suddenly, when it comes to you, he doesn't. Look, not a mathematician, but 1+1, obviously. So yeah, man, that's it for me from Arteta standpoint. I don't have a lot of to critique when it comes to Arteta besides that, because I genuinely think Arteta tries and puts the best team on the field. I think a lot of things have also saved him in his short career at Arsenal, such as the inclusion of Emile Smith-Rowe when we really needed like a number 10 who was going to play up front and be sort of like a dynamo, because like Smith-Rowe is not a natural number 8. He's not like Odegaard is more of an 8 because he tracks back and he does this and that. And obviously also ESR does the same thing, but in the final third, I think ESR confuses the defenders a lot more. He might not score a lot of goals, but he does a lot more from a movement standpoint. And at that point, when we were like in the middle of the season last year, before the January transfer window, we definitely needed a player like Emile Smith-Rowe, and that really helped Arteta because it was kind of looking late for that man, bro. It was looking bad. It was looking bad. So yeah, man, I definitely. I'm not Arteta in, definitely. I'm personally Arteta out. I think this job is a bit too big for Arteta, because Arsenal is a big club, right? Like it's really crazy for me how Arsenal has a rookie CEO, a rookie director of football, and a rookie manager. Which means all these people are learning on the job, bro. You'd never see that at like a Barcelona, a Man United, or even a Chelsea, bro. And Chelsea also work as a club, but you still never see that. There's a lot of consistency in the back room. Arsenal have none of that. We literally shipped out our entire like backroom staff like a few. When Emery left, that's when the others followed too. That was even post even Gazidis left. So there's been a lot of dysfunction in the Arsenal like backroom, and that I think that also has shown in the way we're playing and the way in the people we're signing and all those kind of things. But I'll get to transfers now, right? So yeah, that's it on Arteta. I hope he starts. I genuinely feel like when Arteta's team starts playing the way that he wants to, they'll start performing a bit better. And when Arteta has the pieces that he needs, right? But currently, I don't think that he has all of the pieces that he needs. We're still lacking a right back, a proper right back. Chambers is not it. Bellerin is basically on his way out. Yeah, I generally also still think we're lacking the type of striker that Arteta wants, because Arteta doesn't want like a normal striker like Oba, right? He wants a false nine, but not a central mid or a central attacking midfielder that has attacking duties, but a striker that has defensive duties, right? Sort of a Coutinho. I mean, not saying Coutinho, sort of a Firmino type player. And currently, we don't really have that because Aubameyang is a player that plays on the shoulder. He likes running at players and all those kind of things. And then Lacazette is good with the defensive side, but when it comes to getting in front of goal consistently throughout the season, he's not. So yeah, man, like Arteta. I don't know. I'm hoping to see where we'll be with Arteta before the international break that's coming up soon. That's when I'll judge Arteta in terms of where we're at. But for now, I'm like, I'll see, because that young team against Brentford, it was theoretically on FIFA, it was supposed to beat Brentford, but football is football. It happens. But yeah, again, I think an issue there was a lack of leadership and a lack of just like overall quality from the team. Cool. So that's it on Arteta. Now,